So I'm going to ask the questions that everybody wants to know. We asked what you look for in a dancer.
Sure.
And now, you know, my biggest question is, or the biggest question is, in an audition, what do you look for? But before you answer that, what's the structure of a Cedar Lake audition, company audition?
It's pretty overwhelming. We hold an audition once or twice a year, and we have a female audition and a male audition in the same day. It's around 250 ladies and 180 men. It's pretty overwhelming for me personally.
It's a lot. There are a lot of
audiences, lots of ladies. I always have the feeling that there are talents that's not being seen.
Right.
And that's upsetting me because somehow, let me say, there is certain dancer that I have in the company, and I always do open calls because I found few dancers through open calls. So I do go through that every year. It's tough, but you gotta go through those 250.
That's nice because you want to honor them. You want to honor them.
But at the same time, I have the feeling that I'm missing out certain people because of these two people. So what do I look for?
But do you do a ballet? What do you do a ballet?
So the structure of it. So we do an hour and 15 of ballet. So they go ballet bar. We do cross the floor, and then unfortunately to have a chance, I start cutting right there. After we cross the floor of ballet. Then we do a first repertory, and then I start cutting again. And then we do another, because we have such a eclectic and contrast repertory, I have to make sure that they can do everything again. And they still don't have the job at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. Why do you do ballet first?
Because it gives me it's actually...
Wait, hold on a second. Listen.
I believe ballet, ballet it's actually a platform, and it's a platform to see where you are, but not who you are. So it's a very different thing. Where you are technically, when do you know, if you know your coordination. This is where the telltale sign tells you if you're coordinated, if you have musicality, if you actually understand true technique, which is actually able you to move. It's not like how many pirouettes, it's not how high your legs are, but and I'm really honest in here. And so it's not like, oh, that girl has legs up in the air, I'm going to give her a job. No, actually I'm saying, what else can you do? What else can you do?
I ask you this question because as a ballet teacher, and I teach at, like I said, the Joffrey, and I teach at Alien in different universities, and most of them don't necessarily have the desire to be a ballet dancer. So there's always sort of like a feeling towards ballet. You kind of love, hate it, you know you have to do it, but it's not really like...
No. If you don't have an understanding of ballet, you can go to Cedar Lake. You can come in here.
But the thing I realized, I was like, dudes, you have to get through the ballet part of, it's the first thing they ask you to do. It is the first thing they ask you to do in almost any audition. I need them to hear that because the importance of taking your ballet seriously, not because you want to be a ballet dancer, but you have to get through the cuts.
Exactly. Because you can be, and sometimes it's sad, you can be a great mover, but not understanding ballet technique, and I will not look at you. Because we start with ballet.
And you're not saying you have to be like a super duper ballet star, but you just have to have the understanding, you have to just know technique for your body.
Exactly. And then again, that means it's not how many pirouettes you do, it's not how high your leg is. It's truly, and you can tell right away, that person understands ballet in the true sense of the word. So that means you truly understand that my body is capable of doing this, and that I can see it in your hips, I can see it in your port de bras, I can see it how you do the épaulement, I can see it even how you stand.
And you're trained.
And you train.
You are trained.
That's it. You're a trained dancer.
Because it's the reason why ballet sucks is the reason why it's so good for you. Is because it's disciplined. There's a right and a wrong, and there are defined lines. And if you can do the defined lines, then you can extrapolate. I mean, that's great.
And then when we see that you understand the technique, let's see you're a good mover. Let's see if you have other things to offer. But you have to have the ballet technique. It's called Cedar Contemporary
Ballet.
That's it.
Okay, so when you're in the room, okay, say for instance we've cleared out and you're interested, you know you're interested. What are some of the things that catch your attention in audition process?
You know, I love to see people who are actually auditioning. It makes me feel they don't audition,
They're just working.
They're just working. They have the job, and they not saying, "Oh, I'm better. I have the job. Look at me." That
it's just they're in the room in a way. They're just doing it.
Then my eyes will go like, "Who is this person in the back?" So it doesn't matter if you're in front in the back, because I get the time when we cut. Then it's like 20, 25 people in the room. So I see everybody, and I walk around. I never stay in front like this. I go around, and when I see someone so focused and in the work and asking the right questions, or maybe not asking questions, just working, I get drawn. And I say, who is this person right there who's doing the work? And then I like to give them feedback, and then we start to have a conversation.
Right. So, because it's very interesting, and this is why this is so important, because we try to stress this and people just don't get it. When you are hiring a dancer, you're not hiring a body. You're hiring a person, a personality, and you're getting into a relationship with them. So when you see the way
we get married,
right? So when you see the way they're working, it goes. That's I could deal with that for 8 hours a day. I could work with that.
Absolutely.
Is it about perfection?
No. When you think you hit the perfection, that's the time you retire.
You know what I mean? Like in an audition, like you go like, oh, is it about like people worry about nailing the combination, thinking that nailing the combination means that they did a good audition.
You know, I said to them, there is no way you can have an understanding of the work in an hour. So what I'm trying to get out of you, and I'm talking to the people who audition, that there is hope or there is potential here. We see that you're grounded. We see that you understand your pelvis, to drop your pelvis or where it is in the space. Then we like, it's not perfect today, but it will be.
Right.
It's coming. Perfect, like I said, doesn't exist in my world. But I can see the potential of where you can go with us.
Right.
So no, it's not hitting and nail it, because you can't. How can you say, I nailed this O'Hanaran combination? You can't. You have to have an understanding.
Right.
You have to be coached. You have to be as well with the other member of the company. So when we teach, we always say, try to do with what we give you,
right,
and show us who you are.
Right.
Most of all, not how perfect you are, who you are as an individual.
Can you talk about the importance of, in the audition process, because we know that they're important all the time, but in the audition process, how important is it that you see details?
Details.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do understand. That's when, like I said to the audition people, I say, well, you have someone or a few people in front of the room who's demonstrating the work. Make sure that if you have a question, ask it. But when I see someone who retain the details right away, you're like, oh my God, this person, I get it. And that's gonna be less work for us. They're gonna get it, and faster than this person who's doing his own way. It's beautiful, but it's really not the way of the choreographer. Just look what you have in front of you. And then if they catch one or two details, you're like, wow, that person sees.
Especially the one that isn't said, like there are certain things you'll say, you'll go like, this is this, and that you really expect to see because you said it. But when they catch a small detail that somebody demonstrated that was a head or a count or whatever, you go like, because they're watching.
Absolutely, they're watching, and we are mimicking. Dancer mimics. That's what we do. We look at what's in front of us and we redo it, and then you have to interpret and put your own layer of who you are. But it is there. It's in front of you, and it's important that you look. And you just don't say, oh, I got it, and I'm going to do it my way because he's going to like it better. I won't like it better.
No.
Because it's not my work. I have to honor what people leave me, and that's why people come back as choreographer, because they know that once they leave Cedar, we use and we take this piece like it's the precious thing in the world, and we honor it.
Yeah.
We honor it. This is a rap company.
And then, can you talk a little bit about? I mean, one of my favorite things to do, like in auditions, is I sometimes don't even watch the people on the floor. I watch people standing around. You know, like, do you ever do that? Like, I find it very interesting.
Oh, you see, actually,
a lot.
You see personality, you see who you are. Because of course when you're in front of me, you know it's like to behave, hopefully. It's when you go on the side, do you look at what's happening? Do you rehearse? What do you do? That's when I see the truth. And again, Teresa, when someone I'm interested in, I always invite that person back for a full week. So, because I need to see who you are. It's not, I don't pretend in 3 hours I'll know who you are as an individual. That would be very arrogant from me. I would say, come back. I think you have great potential. Let me see you with this other 15 dancers and see how you gel with them.
Because it is a family, a marriage. It's like everybody's living together. It's like a kibbutz. I think this is the information that so many young dancers need, because there's something that, and it's the arrogance of youth. You know, like you go like, you don't want to listen, but hopefully
listen.
Because it really is, when you get into the room, when you get in the situation, you have to know, and people with nerves, like you don't have to necessarily be nervous, so you don't have to worry about being perfect. What you have to worry about is being you, showing your technique, the details, your energy, your individuality.
And it's hard. We know that. We know
But this is why I want.
But as much as you can be yourself, it's true. You have 249 people around you. Why is gonna choose me? But believe me, I choose people. I take people from those 250. So it might be you. And if you are coming with an open mind and that you, like you said, attention of detail, that you're focused, that you're doing the work as best as you can, then you put all the chips on your side, and now you just do it. And of course, it doesn't mean necessarily that I will take you, but you don't know. You have
and
you just don't know.
In a way, it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to show up as you.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all you have. You don't have anything else. You can't show up as somebody else.
No.